in EKK. So today, why you thumbs up my channel, thumbs up my all my YouTube something man. Thumbs up. More reach 5,000. More reach 5,000 likes. More reach 1,000 likes. Not this video. 4,000 don't know. So more 5,000 right now. More 5,000. So 5,000. My thumbs up my channel again. So no. So today we are playing Minecraft. We want to reach 5,000 likes. We want to reach 5,000 likes. So I can't talk. Good. So I'm full paper bomb. So sorry about that, but I have to move it. I'm on. Y'all watch Minecraft today. Yeah? Watch Minecraft today. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm at the coat merch. Don't know when. We don't know how. We don't know when. We don't know how. But yeah, my take out merch. My take out merch. Yeah, my take out merch. Yeah.
What you're looking at is a giant cube split into 27 sections, meaning there are 27 different biomes, caves, portals, and structures inside this giant cube. I'm going to spend 100 days in hardcore Minecraft surviving in this cube, learning its mysteries, fighting its mobs, and beating its challenges. Can I survive in this giant Rubik's Cube? Well, you'll have to watch and find out. Don't forget to sub because it really helps out the channel, and if this video gets to 3k likes, I'll release this map public. So when I spawned into this cube, I spawned in cube 1, which as far as I'm aware is the center cube. This cube had a nice little plains area with a bunch of animals in it and a single tree. I luckily had a redstone torch, which I'm going to be keeping for the entirety of this 100 days. There were 2 books in the nearby area which told me I had some challenges to complete. Just a few to point out, as I have to find Philip. I need to take a leap of faith. I have to find the 15 ender keys. I have to find all 22 or 23 custom items, sure. I have to loot inside the pillager head, and of course, melons! I made all the cows I could and found myself a nice little glass section which allowed me to find a second cube. I entered that on the second day, where I found a nice little hill. Had a nice little water undertone to it as well. It looked quite nice. There was a nice little beehive. Yeah, there was a chest with some taters in, and would you look at that? The first ender key, just 14 more to go. I do spend my time looking through these cubes just to make sure I'm not missing anything, and as far as I'm concerned, 2 cubes down, only 34 to go. Cube 3 had a nice little forest in it, where I found a golden silk touch shovel, and after that I found a swamp that had a witch hut in it. It had an empty chest and a witch spawner, so I have legitimately no reason to ever go in there, though there was this black cat, just an abandoned lonely cat. I could only get some fish. I decided to take a different route and found myself a flint and steel. Had a nice little caption, and well, when in Rome, I had to deal with a sneaky little creeper, and then I came back home to cook my food. Well, campfire style. I mean, it's pretty much what I do at this point. Also worth mentioning, despite this flint and steel being here just to burn everything to the ground, fire spread on this world has been turned off. Mainly because the map is half made of wool, and well, burning it down would kind of defeat half the challenge. On day 6, I entered the iceberg cube and wanted to leave because I have some horrible memories of the iceberg. There was an ocean monument diamond underneath it though I didn't feel prepared to go down there and search it. Maybe I should start smaller with this sunken ship where I found another eye. Also, there was just a cake here. Not really sure why. And then there was a woodland mansion, which again, I'm not going to enter. I'm never going to be ready for that. Now, originally when I entered the cube, I actually thought that I was on the top center, but it turns out I was in the middle center. And so it was on day 7 where I realized that and dug up where I found a jungle. There was also some cats here, which was kind of adorable. You know what else was here? Melons! There was an uber apple in the jungle temple there, and I was finally able to make some full iron as well. I went through a few more cubes on day 8. I found 3 more diamonds in an ocean biome. I found a bamboo jungle which had a nice little pair of... Come on, this is a terrible joke. And then on day 9, I found the where I activated Ultra Instinct. Also, this was the first cube that just didn't have anything in it. Don't know why I was here. I decided with full iron armor, it was now time for me to explore some of the monuments I found earlier. I headed back to the Woodland Mansion on day 10, where while searching the library, I actually found myself an enchant table. I even found myself some Neverite boots, which was, well, they're going to be a little more improved than my iron boots. And whilst I was searching around as well, I found a sign, which just had the note Z32. And I'm not really sure exactly what that means, but maybe there's some more signs around that give me more coordinates. And then, with the pillage ahead, well, there was that challenge. Let me just quickly pop in here, and oh, look at that! There's a totem of Undyne. I'll casually just take that.
Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth, if you still even remember that name, but I'm afraid you've been misinformed.
Also, I don't know why there was some parrots in this cage. I freed them, so we're all good, but yeah, I don't know what that was about. On day 11, I found a nice little cave cube where, well, I got really lucky. Basically, as I was trying to escape through all of the mobs, my Minecraft crashed, and by the time I got back on the server, all of the mobs despawned. I'm not really sure what happened here, but did I get away with it? Because I thought I was genuinely about to die there. Searching another cube, I found a lush cave which had a second sign, Y32. So, with Z being 32 and Y being 32, anybody want to guess?
Guys, me play Minecraft. Everybody I guess, me play Minecraft. Me play Minecraft. Everybody I guess, me play Minecraft. Not Roblox fun. Me play Roblox, but not fun. Or FIFA. I don't play FIFA fun. But me play Minecraft. Me play Minecraft. But don't really use Roblox and Roblox and FIFA. So yeah.
What X will be? Spoiler, it's -1. After searching a bit more on day 12, I found myself a mine shaft where I got, yet again, another eye. Feel like I'd searched enough at this point, so it was time for me to head back to the center cube that I call home. Just a little side note whilst we're here. I asked my friend in my Discord mod, by the way, I have a Discord if you want to join, it's in the description. His name is Bicubed, and he made this map for me because he's a legend that he is, shout out to him. He called this map Cubeception, and I hate him for it. On day 13, I started with a sheep trying to kill me, and then I found a mushroom cube, which, again, had nothing in it. After that, I found a desert temple cube, where, looking down there, I mean, come on, that's so obviously a trap. It's not like me to be able to fall for a trap. I don't want to talk about it. Ever. Day 14, I found myself a village, and would you look at that? I found Philip. Did anybody else kind of hoping he was going to be a dog, or was that just me? And the cube along was actually a stronghold where I found 4 more Eyes of Ender. Now, I searched for way too long in this stronghold to try and find the portal. The portal just wasn't here. Like, legitimately, the portal wasn't here, but I didn't know that. Day 16, I actually headed back to the cave that I froze in. The reason was because I noticed a sign as I was running along, but never got to read it. It talked about jumping, which I assume alluded to the Leap of Faith challenge. Now, I ain't stupid enough to jump down there, and I'm guaranteed there could be some sort of portal or thing that would teleport me back up, but I don't really want to find out. However, I did notice a chest underneath the actual island itself, which I thought was quite interesting. I finished off the day by searching one more cube. It was just a stalactite cave where I found the super pick. This pick was glorious. I also will mention, for whatever reason, the custom items in this world, unlimited durability. So this super fast pickaxe will never break. Sure, it's only stone, but it's better than what I was using at the moment. On day 17, I found the super death room, is what I've noted in my notes. Basically, like I said, because of infinite durability, I never actually made torches. I just used a flint and steel to light up everything, but I fought off every single mob under the sun down here. And after clearly winning the fight, I got a cool little shield in the center chest. Now, I don't know if I read this right, but supposedly it was supposed to give me like resistance and stuff. It never did. I don't know why. And there it is, the final sign, which is X-1, which means that chest that I saw underneath the cube will be the chest that this is alluding to. We'll go check out what that chest is in the future. However, before I do that on day 18, I entered the maze, best name I can really call it. Basically, it was a sort of end city maze kind of thing that had a bunch of mob, which included wither skeletons with golden axes. This was really dangerous if I wasn't careful. What did help me was I found a diamond axe with efficiency 3 on it, which I could just spam. I didn't actually have to time my hits. I could just basically spam click until stuff died. Apart from that diamond efficiency axe, there was nothing in this maze. I don't know why there was 2 levels, but at least I got to kill all the withers. Oh yeah, I also got a wither skull. Isn't that nice? I feel like it could be anything at this point, so on day 21 I headed back to the Ocean Monument, where I found myself a trident and also got myself an eye. And over the last 20 days or so, after I got back, I realised that I've been collecting a lot of eyes. Maybe I have enough to get the 15 needed. I had 17. Yeah, I don't get it either. And since I was low on food, I decided to miss. Good time. And with most of the monuments and everything searched, I remembered, hey, I have some challenges to beat, so let me have a quick little look at that. But after making myself a Netherite axe, sounds like a good time for me. And then I made a bunch of signs, and I put all of the signs on the wall around me, basically to note exactly what challenges need to be done and what challenges I've already completed. I broke all the signs that have already been done, and these are the challenges that I've got to do left. There was a lot of challenges here, and if I'm not careful, I could run out of food or get ambushed by a bunch of mobs, so I need to really be careful. Also, I have to kill a wither in this giant cube, and I'm not really looking forward to that. I realized that I hadn't found every single cube here. This cube is a 3x3x3 cube, and I realized that there's no way that I had found 27 different cubes. And so digging around a little more, I actually dropped into a nether portal cube. And though I didn't expect it to be easy to enter the nether in this world, just a nice lit portal already for me, which revealed a nether Rubik's Cube. This wasn't the only cube here, this was the nether Rubik's Cube, which means I had even more will to explore. Starting on day 25, I searched all around the nether cube. I found even more Eyes of Ender, not like I need them. I also found multiple chests, which was able to get me full netherite armor. I got me some pit step, woo! And when I found myself a fortress, there was just a bunch of wither skeleton skulls hanging around, which saved me the time from even grinding the skulls themselves. After I got all that done, it was day 28, and I decided it was time to head back home. And then when I returned on day 29, I was trying to figure out if that was every single one. Like, I was going through notes trying to see which exactly cube I'd searched and not, and I actually counted that I'd only searched 26 cubes, so I was missing one of the cubes in the main portal. And so after searching around a little bit, on day 30, I found the final cube. It was the end portal, which of course had 15 Eyes of Ender. The plan was to make a full powered bow, level 30 of course, and head into the end to kill the dragon. One problem, being in the cube is not the best for levels, so unfortunately I needed to get myself some levels. I went back into the nether on day 31 because I was thinking maybe the best way to get levels is through quartz, and so I started digging around everywhere I could. By day 32 I got myself 30 levels and headed back home. On day 33 I enchanted my bow and got a power 3 punch bow. I did want infinity because arrows, I have not seen a chicken this entire time, so I'm not really sure exactly how I'm going to get a bunch of arrows. Infinity would just make my life so much easier. And though I had a plan to deal with that, I decided the best place to start is to quickly count all the custom items that I had. Now remember, I needed 22, potentially 23 to fill out every single item, and counting all the items up, I counted 17. So I'm still missing 5. We'll have to look around to see if we can find any more. On day 34, I headed back to the village. The idea was that I may as well trade my way to get a bunch of arrows if I'm not going to get infinity. On day 35, we was cutting down a bunch of trees because I wanted sticks. The idea was to get 2 Fletchers, one for stick trades and one for arrow trades, so I'd never have to worry about another arrow ever again. I also got me some pumpkins. That was apparently a challenge that I missed off. And then on day 36, there was not really much I could do other than wait for the villagers to grow up, and, well, I classic day of AFK. After the adult grew on day 38, I traded all the sticks away and got a second villager baby as well. I headed back to the center island just to get myself a second fletching table, where I may have failed just a few times. You know, just once or twice trying to make like a water bladder pillar thing. You know, it's not important, let's move on. And when I got back on day 39, I went AFK. I need this villager as soon as possible. On day 40, I got over 3 stacks of arrows, which should easily be enough to kill both a wither and an ender dragon. However, I couldn't get my mind off of that elusive chest underneath the cube, so I really need to head back over there to see exactly what it is. Luckily on day 41, I had the elusive super pick that I keep calling it, so I was easily able to dig to exactly where it was. I did have to pillar a little bit underneath it because unfortunately it was covered by obsidian, but there I found the next custom item, an elytra. Now, have you ever had an elytra that gives you speed too and is completely unbreakable? I was going to have a swell time. I'm using this. However, there's no time to use that elytra when you've got an end to enter and a dragon to kill. So I jumped into the end and... oh my god. This is the end. It is the trippiest thing you will ever experience in your entire life. And I cannot tell you the sheer panic when I saw this. Not because of how trippy it was, but because I was so scared of being knocked down. I could have full netherite everything, but if I fall into the void, it's not going to save anything. And I have the elytra, but I don't have any fireworks, so that's kind of useless as well. I was able to get on top of the end, I don't even know what they call it, structures. And I was able to shoot down these crystals from above, which did make my life a little bit easier, admittedly. And then I was doing some serious damage to the ender dragon, like lots of damage at this point. But the one thing I've never done, over 10 years of playing Minecraft it feels like, I have never, not once, killed the ender dragon with a trident. And I wasn't about to pass up that opportunity right now. How many of you guys can say you killed an ender dragon with a trident? How many? Like, honestly, like, for real, how many say you could do it? Because I did. Your boy did. The sad news of this is that I didn't really get that many levels, and the ender dragon egg never spawned in either. My assumption is because of the way the map was made, they had to kill the ender dragon, build what they could, and then they had to respawn the dragon. So I wasn't going to get the massive amount of levels or the ender dragon from the actual fight itself. Unfortunate, but what can you do? Back home on day 43, I realized that there's nothing really stopping me from going on the outside of the cube. Hell, that was one of the challenges, was to fly around, and so I headed to the roof of the actual Rubik's Cube itself, where I found myself some custom fireworks. I also cleared up the snow from one of the roof's top areas, just because all the mobs that were spawning in there were getting rather annoying. They can all burn to a crisp for all I care. And on day 44, I returned to the area where I'm supposed to take a leap of faith, and, well, I took a leap of faith. And there is nothing more satisfying than surviving in a world like this and just being able to fly around. This was amazing. There was a little trick to these fireworks though, because for whatever reason they would cause damage to me. I'm not sure if it was because I was going too fast with the speed. For whatever reason, I was taking a bunch of damage every time I'd use a firework. Just gotta be careful. I mean, the netherite armor tanks most of it as is. Also, if you wonder what this little yellow cube is next to the main cube, well, that is just basically where you spawn when you load into the map. However, I was still interested to have a quick look around to see if there was anything on it. So, spoiler alert, there was nothing. There was nothing here, but it was still nice to be able to fly back there and see what was going on. With another challenge ticked off about flying around the cube, it was now time to start thinking about the wither fight. So I headed back into Nether to get some soul sand. However, I wanted to make some potions before I did this fight, and so I decided to get some wart. There was no nether wart in this area. I refuse to admit there were nether wart anywhere in this cube.
I love Pokemon, you know that? I love Pokemon. Now you guys like Pokemon? Thumbs up on my YouTube channel. So back to the video.
I searched around for so long. Neverwart was not a thing, and if anyone tells me there was, they are lying to make friends. Do you want to make friends? Then lie. That's really bad advice. I should not be giving people that. So I realized the only way I was going to be able to get Neverwart is to escape the cube, which was ironically one of the challenges. I headed back home, I got a fishing rod, I headed back into the Nether, and there's my escape. A strider. After searching around the underlayer of the nether cube, I realized my only escape was potentially going through the glowstone. Fortunately, our map creator thought of this as well, and sadly there is a bedrock wall in between the glowstone area, and so as far as I can tell there is no way to actually get through the bedrock. I searched the obsidian pillars attaching the cube to the wall. There was no way out. I was stuck in here no matter which way I went. And so with no water, I decided I have enough golden apples. I could just take on the wither itself. And so I decided to go to the roof. I placed down the soul sand and the wither skulls, and it didn't spawn. Do you guys realize why it didn't spawn? I guarantee there's a few people that already commented why it didn't spawn. Turns out, when I grabbed soul sand, I grabbed soul soil. And, I didn't notice this until probably a minute after I tried to spawn the wither, and, oopsie daisy. And so I spent the next day on day 49, heading back to the nether to actually grab soul sand this time. Where I got back the same day, I placed the soul sand and it still didn't work. Guaranteed no one can tell me why this time, because I don't know why. I took it all down, I replaced it, the wither just did not spawn. On day 50, however, I placed it in one of the queues where he finally spawned. After quite a simple fight, I would say, I was able to kill the wither and get myself a wither star. I knocked off the wither challenge and I realized that there were two challenges that I completely put off. One of them was to get every sapling possible and one of them was to get every flower possible. And so I spent the next 4 days hunting around the cube looking for every flower and every sapling. And I can say by 55, I'm fairly confident that I got every single one that I needed to. I will say this. Off the top of your head, do you think you can name every single flower that was in Minecraft? Because if you can, you're a liar. And don't you be Googling on the wiki thinking you're a cool guy that can name every Minecraft flower. What, you a florist? But yeah, I'm fairly confident I got every single sapling and flower that I needed to. There's 2 more challenges off the board. The next one was turtle breeding. My plan was to lead them to the sandy area and get some leads. It was a good plan. I headed to the swamp because there was actually a couple of slime spawners in the swamp. And I thought if I could kill the slimes with the string that I have, I'd be able to make myself a couple of leads, lead them over, and then we'll be good to go from there. They didn't spawn originally, so I decided to wait until the night time to see what's going on, and surprisingly, they still didn't spawn. I'm not exactly sure why. I don't have any slimes. I'm gonna have to come up with a plan B. And it turns out plan B should have been plan A, because apparently you can just lead turtles with seagrass. I didn't know this, and so my life was made really, really simple. However, on the 58th day, I got myself 12 turtle eggs. I got home to plant a turtle egg? I guess. Since you plant the turtle eggs, may have accidentally broken 1 or 2 as well. I really don't want to talk about it. On day 59, I realized that I only had 2 challenges left. One of the challenges was to capture one of every single mob, but I didn't realize this was a challenge. I may have accidentally broken a few spots.